Hey Purposeful Women, I hope that you're all doing wonderful. It's been a few weeks since I've uploaded a video. It's been a crazy few weeks and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna share what's been going on and also hopefully just encourage you as I'm like really learning some things in this season of my life about the process of breaking apart. So we've been getting some work done at home. It's not work that we wanted to get done, it's things that the builder didn't do correctly. They fix one thing and then they find another problem, and it's been a process the past few weeks of like things being broken apart and me seeing the foundation and me seeing what wasn't done correctly or like what needs to be redone. And there was a moment that I secretly thought to myself, I wish I didn't see any of this. I wish I didn't know there was a problem. I wish we just left everything the way it was. And even though deep down, of course, I wouldn't want to live in a home that is essentially broken, right? But at the same time, when it comes to doing the work to fix things, it can be very overwhelming. And it like made me think about like the healing journey. We think that we've healed something and then we realize, oh, there's something beneath that something, and then there's another thing beneath that something else. And today I was like writing some notes down, and a few things that came to my mind was, for one, breaking apart is necessary. I need to see the pieces beneath the broken pieces. I need to see what I've been missing. Sometimes we don't fully understand why we might be struggling with certain things, or like why certain fears are manifesting in our lives, because we haven't really done the work to dig beneath the surface. And I feel like this process is showing me just how much I like things being in place, just how much I like things being perfect. And because I want things to be perfect, I am so drawn to perfection. I sometimes am willing to like forsake what is necessary because of the process of unraveling, the process of digging deeper, the process of the dirt, the mess. Like, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be sorted, but sometimes I struggle to do the work because I know it's going to be messy. And the next thing I wrote was, I need to see the foundation. Falling apart means I get to see what needs work. And in those seasons that we really do feel like everything is breaking apart, one thing that I know for sure is that what comes after the breaking is worth the breaking. Like, I think about in the Bible, Romans chapter 8, verse 18, and it says, so I completely butchered the scripture. So here it is. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. But long story short, it's like in the middle of our mess, when things look like we are struggling to navigate what's going on, that brief moment in time is nothing compared to what doing that inner work, doing the work is going to cultivate and build in our lives. It's kind of like you look at the soil and you look at the ground and you're like churning it and you're like looking at what's beneath and what needs to be uprooted so that you can put down new seeds. If you're not doing that work of like churning and digging, you don't know what's there. You don't know what needs to go and you don't know what needs to stay. And then the next thing I wrote was, I get to accept the mess while preparing to embrace a new beginning. I get to build anew upon truth. We are all healing multiple versions of ourselves. And as the work's being done in our home, and it's like, okay, so this needs to be done in this room and that needs to be done in that room. And it's like every room requires different attention. And it's the same for us. The way you approach healing the little girl within you is going to be a little bit different to how you approach healing the teenager within you, who maybe needs to hear something different than what the little girl might have needed to hear. And it's about giving yourself time to understand what you need to heal. Like, we put down some stain on our stairs, it was the wrong color. Well, they put down the wrong color. And I was like, no, like, we're gonna have to sand this down and put a darker stain on. And right now I'm having to look at something that I know doesn't fit. I have to walk up and down these stairs daily, and it's irritating the life out of me, but it's temporary. I'm walking on stairs that I do not like right now, but it's temporary. This healing journey, you may wake up some days and you've got to walk on soil that you might not want to walk on because it doesn't look pretty, because you don't see any flowers, and you're like, how much longer do I have to do this work? And it's a lifelong journey. But there has to be grace and there has to be kindness. We have to be intentional about seeing the beauty even in the soil, even in the dirt, even in the mud, because there will always be parts of us that are under construction. And what I feel, it's like, while all this work is going on in our home, like, this has been like a time that I feel like God has really been speaking to me and showing me where I need work, like showing me, like, Shandice, you need to accept that you're human, that you're gonna make mistakes, and that you're not a perfect being. Like, you actually have to accept that. Like, yes, I say it a lot, but do I accept it? And it doesn't give me an excuse to just be wild out here, like doing things I shouldn't be doing. But there's a grace that comes with seeing your humanness and understanding that you are not here to be God. God is God, right? So the more I understand my weaknesses, the more I can lean into God's strength. And so that's what's been going on over here. I kind of have been somehow getting things done, like still been getting work done and learning how to function in chaos, which I hate. And I think it's a lesson that I'm also learning. Like, sometimes you're gonna have to learn how to function in chaos, and it's okay. You don't have to make chaos your norm, but you can't run from living when life gets chaotic, right? So that's what's been happening. I am like 99% done with the prep work for my first day of Purposeful Woman workshop. Funny enough, like, I would have probably said the same thing a couple weeks ago, which I thought I was ready to launch it, but I wasn't. And I'm also being okay with that. Like, I'm so close. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep on going. And I'm just so ready to share this with you. I'm so ready to start doing this work again, because I know it's been a while, and yes, there's still like, oh my gosh, like there's those fears and those doubts, but they just don't have that power that they once did have over me. So I'm learning to be courageous in the midst of the chaos. But I just wanted to share that with you all, because I hope that it gives you an opportunity to also, like, if you're struggling to embrace those seasons of breaking, know that breaking doesn't make you a broken person. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you or like you're damaged goods, but there are necessary seasons that things need to fall away from you. There's necessary seasons that you will break apart, but you will be put back together with truth. And I think about like being in the potter's hands, right? Like, he is molding and shaping us and teaching us, and we just have to surrender to that. We have to be willing for him to shape us, to mold us, even when we feel like we're chipping and we're breaking. Like, he knows exactly what is needed for those pieces and those places. Just know that the breaking is necessary, so don't run from it, embrace it, and it's gonna be all right. Like, I'm telling myself that too. The house will be done in another week. We have one more week of things that they need to do, and then I will have my home back, like, fully. And I'm excited for that. But in the meantime, I still have to live. I still have to enjoy my life. I still have to get things done. But I also still have to be present and mindful of what I need. So that's what I'm doing for myself. And also learning not to try and control everything. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's my little update. So I will see you in my next one. And if you're not on my workshop waitlist and you want to join my first Dear Purposeful Woman community virtual workshop of 2024, I'm letting you know in advance there's only going to be 10 spaces. This is going to be a very intimate, soul renewing workshop, something that I love to do, where you will be connecting with other women. We will be journaling, we will be talking, sharing stories. It's going to be a time, like, best believe that. So definitely join the waitlist if you're interested in taking part. So I will see you all in my next one. Take care.